To hire or not to hire? That is the question that we're going to be talking about in this video. I am going to talk about when is the right time to hire if you are a career coach so that you can grow your business to be more profitable, scalable, and impactful. If we have not yet met, my name is Daniel Botero. I am the founder of Opny. I've done over 7 figures in career coaching business, and I've been able to scale my team to over 20 people. Now, even though I've been a full-time career coach for over 6 years, it wasn't until year 3 that's when I hired my first employee. But since then, in the last 3 years, I've hired over 25 employees. And I want to use this video to teach you the lessons that I learned of when the right time to hire is. And in fact, I wish I would have hired my first VA in year 1. Now, I want to talk about what are some of the things and the rationale and the thinking that you should be thinking about before making this important decision. Or maybe you've been putting off this decision because you think it's not the right time. But let me explain to you how to think about this so that you can then make an educated decision on whether you want to hire a team. Or number 1, let's talk about identifying your hourly rate. Do you know how much your time is worth? And I think that's really important to know, because if you know how much your time is worth and you can identify how you're spending your time, are all the tasks that you are doing worth that hourly rate? Or is it better to delegate, outsource, or hire someone to take some of that task away from you? So the first thing I want you to do is to calculate what's your hourly rate. So let's say, for easy purpose, that you make $150,000. Maybe you are having 9 to 5 right now, or you're a full-time career coach and that's what you made last year. And if you divide it by 52 weeks, by 40 hours a week, right, that is $72 an hour. Now, I am willing to bet that if you look at your calendar, if you analyze what you spend your time doing, that most of the time, the jobs and tasks and projects that you're working on are not worth paying someone $72 an hour of your time. Now, I don't necessarily think that anything below $72 you should delegate, right? I actually think that, you should, if you're going to hire someone, make sure that you're getting a return on investment. And I think that we can all agree that if you were to be able to get a four-time multiple on return on investment, right? If you invested $1, you get $4, you would do that any time. So for easy purposes, I would say, if you're making $72 an hour, so like if you're making $150,000 a year, you're making $72 an hour, right? If you can get someone at 4 times their investment, that'd be $18. So you divide $72 by 4, that gives you $18. If you can delegate a task for $18, that to me is a no-brainer. Now, does that mean that everything that you do should be delegated? And the answer is no, which then takes us to the second exercise that I want you to do, which is do a time audit. Now, how do you do a time audit? And I'll show a video of a picture of my time audit over a particular week. I want you to, on an Excel sheet, list all the different tasks that you did in the last 2 weeks, right? And every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes, list them out, categorize them by, this is leadership, is this client success, is this marketing, is this sales, is this checking your messages, administrative stuff, right? I want you to add it all up. Then I want you to then add a dollar sign to it, from $1 sign to $4 signs. And this is actually a project or a concept that I learned from a book called Buying Back Your Time by Dan Martell. And we'll put a link to the book as well. But think about it like a Google review on restaurants, and there's $4 signs. Some of your tasks, like checking email, that's a $1 sign, right? That is that's a $10 an hour job. And then there's other tasks, like maybe you're doing a speech where you got paid $2,000 to do. That's a $4 sign, right? Type of task that only you can do. You can't delegate that to a VA. You can't delegate that to somebody else. They're hiring you, that only you can do that. And so if you do that, and then the last thing I want you to do is then color code it, with green being something that you enjoy to do, that is like your zone of genius, red being something that you hate to do and you drain you. Maybe you hate accounting, finance, and bookkeeping. Maybe you hate checking emails like I do. Maybe you hate some of the administrative work or some of the attention to detail work like I am terrible at. Those are all red tasks for me. And if it's in the middle, you can leave it without a color. And when you can look at this Excel sheet and you can see that example of that I am talking about here that I did, I was able to identify what are the things I enjoyed, what are the things I wanted to delegate, and it's super easy. If it's red, and if it's $1 sign or $2 sign, maybe even $3 sign, I want to delegate. Is there someone in my team that can do it? Is there a VA that I can hire? Is there a third-party company that can take over this? Maybe I hire a bookkeeper, maybe I hire a CPA. And those are the tasks that I do. This even works for things inside of your house, right? If you think about, okay, how long does it take me to cut the grass, right? If it takes me 2 hours on a Saturday to cut the grass, if I were to pay someone $72 times 2, so if you were to pay somebody around $150 to cut your grass, will they do it? And I think to me, that's a great trade-off. Now, I can tell you, I don't have a big backyard. It costs me $100 a month, and they come to cut my grass every Friday. So they come every week during the summer, every 2 weeks during the winter, right? And it's $100. And it takes them 10 minutes because they have big machines and they have a team. And it would take me an hour to do. So 4 hours for $100 is $25 an hour. If I'm valuing my time at $74, that is a bargain because I hate doing housework. It is the same thing why my wife and I hire a cleaning lady that comes cleans our house for $150 every 2 weeks, right? And the house is clean because if I were to clean it, it would take me 4 hours, right? Maybe even 5 hours. And so you can see how now that I know my dollar amount and I know what I enjoy and what I don't, I am able to delegate it, right? And that's the third thing is like once you've identified the tasks that you don't like, maybe it's podcast editing, maybe it's video editing, maybe it's bookkeeping, maybe it is. Now that's the third thing is that now that you know what are the tasks that you don't like? How much are you willing to pay someone else to do it, depending on the return investment that you want? And some tasks cost more than others, like a video editor might be more expensive than hiring someone to be like your VA admin, right? Or a CPA or a bookkeeper might be more expensive than hiring someone like a VA or an admin, right? So then you can then make that decision. Now, here's where I think we can start thinking through of when is the right time for you to hire. And for me, I quit my job and then I started my business and I wasn't making any revenue before I quit my job. And that to me is a mistake. I think if you're a career coach and you have a 9-to-5, I would not quit. I would suggest, personal, humble opinion, I don't want the same level of stress that I got to you. I would suggest that you start building your business, get some clients, get testimonials, generate an income, and then you can replace your 9-to-5 before you quit. In fact, I would even hire at least one VA to be working on my business full time. And while I have my 9-to-5, while I still put maybe 15 to 20 hours a week on my career coaching business, and that VA can help you get your business faster to the point where now your career coaching business has now surpassed your 9-to-5. Because especially like think about it, like we offer a VA service for coaches, so shameless plug here, right? And there's a link on the bottom here. Our VA services start at $2,000 for a full-time VA working on your business, 40 hours a week. That includes everything, right? If you think about that, that's like around $15 an hour. And they're working on all the things that you don't like to do. They're all the things that are boring to you, all the things that are repetitive, all the things that are not worth your $72 an hour. And that's going to help your business go much faster because you can then focus on strategy, you can focus on marketing, and you can focus on client success while this VA can do lead gen for you. They can do accountability and checking on your clients. They can do all the administrative stuff. They can help you with the bookkeeping. They can do all this tasks. They can do the podcast editing. They can do all this tasks that allow your business to go faster and go faster and faster because odds are you're probably making really good money in your 9-to-5. If not, you wouldn't be considering giving other people a career advice. So that's my advice. I think that the first thing you need to do is have a clear understanding how much your time is worth. And, you know, our time is worth based on what the market is willing to pay us. So your 9-to-5, if you have one, is pretty good indicator of what your time is worth right now, right? And so if you're making $150,000 in your 9-to-5, you are worth $72 an hour, right? Let alone what you make from your business. And so you hiring a VA for $2,000 a month probably is one of the smartest things you could do to be able to expedite the growth of your career coaching business, because the work needs to get done, right? There is no shortcut in growing a successful career coaching business. There needs to be work done. There is, but you don't need to be putting the 40 hours a week. Someone can be doing, and odds are, it's like the 80-20 rule. 80% of the tasks can be delegated, and that 20% of the tasks that only you can do that generate 80% of the growth, those are what you get to do. Those are the things that you enjoy doing. The coaching, the creating LinkedIn content, the networking, those, your zone of genius is what you should focus on. So to sum it all up, I think hiring, it's one of the easiest leverage that you can gain in your career coaching business if you want to grow it. And you don't need to grow a team as big as mine. I got 20 plus people on my team currently as I am recording this video. I truly believe you could build a $250,000, $500,000, even a 7-figure business with 1 to 2 VAs that you're paying anywhere around $2,000 to $3,000, and then be able to allow you to focus on what's more important. So if you enjoyed this video and you haven't already subscribed or liked, I want to invite you to do so. And if you're a career coach, 2 things for you. Number 1, I have a free community for career coaches, and there's a link underneath it in this video. And the second one, if you see the value of hiring a VA, maybe you want to speak to someone about what that looks like, what are the tasks that a VA can do, what are some things that can be delegated, how do I know that they're going to be good, how much is a VA. I also want you to schedule a call with our team. We provide a VA service exclusively for career coaches, and it all prompted, to be honest with you, with us consulting career coaches on how to grow their business and them asking if they can hire a VA just like we've been able to do at Opny. So there's those links underneath below. Again, thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.